Being a leader is challenging, and I get it. Sometimes it feels lonely and hard. Every different situations require different approach, and today we are talking exactly about that. I will explain to you the 6 hats of leadership so you know when you should wear what based on the situation. If you stay with me until the end of this episode, I will also give you the 3 hats you should never wear as a leader. Welcome to the Leadership in Progress podcast, where we discuss all the things we are still figuring out at work, as humans, and as leaders. Each episode is packed with stories, tips, and real talk to help you build your leadership muscle for better connections, better results, and more meaningful workplaces. Today we're going to dive into my favorite topics because once you get this, it's totally game changer. We are talking about the 6 hats of leadership. Now, if you've been in leadership even for a little while, you've probably realized something really important. Leadership is not one size fits all approach. Different moments, different people, different challenges, they all need different approach from you. And the best leaders, they know how to switch their approach, how to change their hats based on what's needed in the moment. That is what we are going to do today. We are going to break down the 6 hats of leadership. First up, the visionary hat. This is the hat you wear when you are setting the direction, inspiring your team, and connecting their efforts to the bigger purpose. When you are wearing this hat, you're painting a picture of the future so vivid that your team can see it, feel it, and get excited to be part of it. It's not about technical tasks. It's more about the why we are doing what we are doing. Why does their work matter? Where are you all headed together? The visionary hat comes alive when you use stories, when you talk in ways that people can see, feel the future. You might say things like, imagine a year from now when we have doubled our impact, or something like, picture the moment when we launch this project and we change how our clients experience our brand. You are creating emotional buy-in because when people believe in the vision, they bring more energy, more creativity, and more ownership to their work. Next up is the manager hat. Now, this one is tricky, but essential too. Very often, I come across to some posts talking about differences between a manager and a leader, and I'm telling you, this is not one or the other. Management is part of leadership. Being a manager is one of the hats you should wear every now and then. Now, how often you wear this hat depends on the scope of your role, the seniority you have in the organization. So, for example, a supervisor or a sales team probably wear their manager's hat more often than a CEO of the company. The manager hat is about structure, clarity, and accountability. It's when you set priorities, clarify deadlines, track progress, and make sure everyone knows what they are responsible for. It's the operational side of leadership, but here is one trap. If you lean too hard into this hat, you can slide into micromanagement, checking every tiny move of your team makes, hoovering, controlling. Nobody thrives in that environment. On the flip side, if you never wear the manager hat, you create confusion and chaos. People want freedom, yes, but they do also need clarity and structure. Managing well is about structure without pressure, guidance without control. Now, hat number 3, the mentor hat. When you wear this one, you're sharing your experience, your lessons learned, your wisdom, without telling people exactly what to do. Mentoring is especially powerful when someone is facing a situation that you've been there before. You might say something, when I handle a similar project, here is something that worked for me, or here's a problem I didn't see coming back then. You are helping them see possibilities they might not see yet. But here is the key. After you share, shift back to them. Ask, how do you think this could apply to your situation? Otherwise, this is very easy to become the expert they always run to, which again builds dependency instead of ownership. And if you haven't heard to the episode about toxic charity leadership trap and the dependencies we create around us, go ahead and listen to that episode. I believe you will find it mind-blowing how we can become part of the problem so many times. Going back to the 6 hats of leadership, hat number 4, the teacher hat. This is about transferring specific skills. Teaching is super practical. You are explaining, demonstrating, breaking down complex tasks into simple, actionable steps. You are helping someone learn something they use right away, like teaching a new hire how to navigate your CRM system, for example, or showing a team member how to build a project plan. Teaching is needed, especially in onboarding, upskilling, or building technical competency. But just like mentoring, you have to know when to move from showing to let them try, make mistakes, and sometimes even fail. Otherwise, you will train people to always wait for you to walk them through everything instead of figuring it out themselves. Teach and then step back, let them practice, let them learn. Hat number 5, the problem solver hat. Sometimes there is no time for anything else than fixing. The system crashes 5 minutes before the client's meeting, the delivery didn't arrive, the contract didn't get signed. In those moments, the very urgent, important moments, you don't sit back and ask exploratory questions. You jump in, you solve with your people, you act. Wearing the problem solver hat is necessary in a crisis. But here is the warning. If you stay stuck in the problem solver mode, you will create a team that's always waiting for you to fix things for them. If everything becomes your emergency, you are stuck in firefighting, and so is your team. Use that hat wisely and only if it's absolutely necessary. And after the fire is out, put on your coaching hat and just ask, what can we learn from this? Finally, the 6th hat, my favorite one, the coaching hat. This is the most transformational hat. When you wear the coaching hat, you are not providing answers. You are helping people find their own. You are not just solving problems, you are building problem solvers. You are not just answering questions, you are building critical thinking. And you are not just creating results, you are creating ownership. You are asking questions like, what do you think is getting in the way? Or what options do you see? Or even, how would you like to approach this? You are creating awareness, you are building ownership, you are activating potential. Coaching is about creating independent, creative, resourceful people. And honestly, in this future of work, this will be the leadership superpower. Because the world is changing too fast for leaders to have all the answers. And our job is not to solve everything for our team members. It's to build people who can solve, who can innovate, who can lead along us. Now, a quick bonus before we wrap up. Remember when I told you that there are also 3 hats you should never wear as a leader? I like to call them the motivational killers. And the first motivational killer is firefighting hat. Always reacting, always in chaos. This is when you're always reacting, always running around, putting out fires. Everything feels urgent, everything feels like crisis, and honestly, if you are always in the chaos, your team will be too. Nobody can focus, and real growth doesn't happen in a survival mode. The second motivational killer is the police hat. Micromanaging and monitoring, checking every tiny move your people make, standing over them like you are waiting for them to mess up. And you know what? When people feel like they are being watched instead of trusted, they shut down. They stop taking initiatives. They stop bringing their best. Remember that the opposite of trust is control. So if trust builds your team, over-controlling destroys it. The last motivational killer is the judge hat. Criticizing instead of coaching. This is where you are always criticizing instead of coaching, pointing out what is wrong, what is not working, instead of helping people grow. Nobody's perfect, but if people feel judged all the time, they will play small, they will play safe, and they will stop trying new things. If you catch yourself wearing one of these three hats too often, it's time to pause, reset, shift back into leadership approach that builds trust and not breaks things down. Let's land this plane. Leadership is not about picking just one style. It's about knowing when to wear each hat for every moment. And sometimes you lead with vision, sometimes you teach, sometimes you coach, and sometimes you manage. And underneath everything is your mindset. Curiosity, non-judgment, believe in people's potential. That's what connects everything. Master the hats, master the mindset, and you will build not just results, but a team that's truly ready for what's next. You've got this, and like everything, leadership is a work in progress.